Hey, what's up? It's Yerman Yahoo Ben Israel. And we're going to talk about how the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament as is known as today, actually speaks about liberals. Absolutely insane. Just in my studies here, and I noticed as I was, reading the book of Isaiah, although I've read the Bible many times, it never gets old. I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks this, but it's crazy how I found a verse or a couple of verses that were just amazing, and I had to make a video about it. So, as we all know today, there's two sides in politics. You got the Republican side, and then you also got the Democratic side. Now, although I believe that they both sides work for Satan, both sides have an agenda. But when it comes to, how Yah wants people to be in derision, we see that, one side will, be more conservative in the terms of like, a man is a man, a woman is a woman, while the other side will be, totally progressive, in modern terms, when it comes to things like, killing children, which is called abortion these days, saying that there's multiple genders, which is, completely absurd. But we're going to see right here, because it says, I found this in Isaiah 32, and we're going to go to verses. We're going to start at we'll actually start from the first verse right here, Isaiah 32, verse 1. We'll actually start here, where it says, Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And the eyes of them that see shall not be dim, and the ears of them that hear shall hearken. The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly. Now here's a part right here where it says, The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh, to make empty the soul of the hungry. And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Now, we're going to go back to Isaiah 32, verse 5, where it says, The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. And I looked up the meaning of these two words, churl and bountiful. So churl, in this sense, it means an impolite or mean-spirited person, and bountiful in this term means plentiful. So what this verse is saying, that the vile person shall be called no more liberal, like the terrible person, nor the mean-spirited person to be plentiful. And it's just like it's jumping off of the pages. It's literally scripture jumping off of the pages when it says, the instrument also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh rights. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. So it's not a coincidence today that, we have these backward things where, matter of fact, a crazy trend going on is celebrities are adopting children in order to change their genders. How wild is that? Think about this, because it's like, if you're like some, average liberal parent, and your son or daughter just comes up to you and said, Mom, Dad, I feel like I'm, the opposite gender. Who really has the money to fund these demonic surgeries where, you're cutting off their junk, you're giving them, breast, you're giving them hormone pills, all this things. It's not free to do all these things. Well, at least in some places it's not. But when you think about the celebrities who have all this money and all these resources in order to basically just make their perfect perverted sex doll. Basically, that's what I look at it as, because a lot of these almost said something crazy. A lot of these people, they take children, because it all starts with the Roman Catholic Church, how they already started the trend of touching kids, molesting them and stuff, and now you got these. It's like the wickedness that is done. It just keeps increasing, and now we're at a whole nother level of wickedness where now these celebrities are adopting kids just so that they can turn them out and make them the opposite. Because you got to think whether you're a Shemite, a Hamite, or a Japhite, Yah made you a man or a woman. But because, these idiots, they worship Satan, they do the opposite. So if Yah made you a man or a woman, well, what does say you wanted to be? He wants you to be the opposite. So if you're a man, he wants you to be a woman. And if you're a woman, he wants you to be a man. Because again, these morons, they worship the Baphomet. And if y'all ain't know the Baphomet, on the top, it has breast, and on the bottom, it has a male parts, and that's why they did that as above is below thing, where the Baphomet is like pointing in the air, but the other hand is pointing towards the ground, because they're thinking that what comes from the ground can be done on top, which is why all of these Satan worshipers think that they're in heaven right now, because they think this is the best life that they have right now, and then they'll die. They know they're gonna fry. They know they're gonna fry like an egg in the morning, right before work or school, whatever. They know what's going down. But this is, I just had to point out one of y'all's prophecies right here, not one of these fake, prophecies where, they like those monsters that made the New Testament. They just steal what was said in the Old Testament, plagiarize it, and call it a prophecy. No, by definition, a prophecy is something that someone says is going to happen, and it happens. And this literally happens. Like, this is just one of the many prophecies of Yahweh, that is not being talked about, because these devils don't want you to know who the real God of Israel is, who the real God of Most High is, which is why they keep saying things like just God. God can mean anybody. Any type of, when you're in Hinduism, Islam, that can mean anybody. But when you say their actual name, now you're like, oh, snap. Now we know who you're talking about. And that's what these devils don't want you to know. But as it says right here, Isaiah 32 verses 5 to 8, where we're going to point at verse 8 right here, where it says, but the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. And then it also says in the previous verse, the instruments also the churl, which is, the wicked, are evil. He deviseth wicked things, he deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. It makes sense, because think about it. They try to promote the jab as if it's like some, cure for cancer, but in reality they just want to kill you. So they try to sell you it as if it's like some type of miracle working thing that can make you younger or whatever. Try to sell it off like it's a harmless, when in reality it's not harmless. It's killing people. We saw what happened to LeBron James kid the other day. I'm pretty sure he had to take the jab. Before he stepped on campus at USC or whatever. And it's crazy because, I was listening to the story, like, yeah, a young kid, not even, 18 or something like that, and you're having cardiac arrest. This man's a basketball player. I don't know if he's going to be like, the level of LeBron, but regardless, this young man's a basketball player, and young, full of life, and you just have cardiac arrest. I mean, I've never had that before. I mean, praise Yah, but something's fishy about that. But yeah, that's one of the prophecies right here. They're gonna sell you a dream, and it's really a lie, which is population control. They want to kill off as many people as they can, and this is literally, I can't, honestly, I'm not surprised, but I'm quite amazed that even y'all spoke about the liberals, because you got to think everything has an origin to it. There's nothing that's original, nothing new under the sun. I don't remember the verse or the what book that comes from, but it's definitely from the Old Testament. But again, calling out the liberals right in the book of Isaiah, where one more time it says, Isaiah 32, starting at verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the troll said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity. That means, sin, basically. To practice hypocrisy and to utter error against Yahweh, to make the empty soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. So when it means to practice hypocrisy, like that's why these days you have again, I point out the letter game, because they're pure hypocrites. Calling a man a woman is hypocrisy. It's ludicrous. It doesn't make sense. It adds on to the confusion, and and so that's why I love Psalm chapter 2 verse 4, where it says, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh." Yah shall have him in derision. It's so like he's laughing at this because it's nonsense. It's like, to call, I could see y'all laughing right now. Like, this man thinks he's a woman. Like, absolutely absurd. I'd be laughing too. It's a pure garbage. Absolutely. But yeah, and then it goes on to say, and to utter error against Yah. So, when you do the opposite of what Yah made, because the people swear, especially these atheists, they swear that these things don't exist. But when you add up what it says in the Bible, if you truly study it, and then you add it up to real life, it's like, wow, there's so many things from the Bible that have been prophesied and are happening right now. And we're not talking, when I say Bible, we're talking strictly Old Testament. The New Testament, that's garbage. I've been exposed to that, and I'll continue to expose it for all the JC believers that want to get in my comments and try to defend them without even using the scripture, and then they're gonna get sliced up because they don't really know this book like that. But yep, just wanted to point this out. I thought it was interesting how Yahweh was speaking about liberals, and look what's going on today. Absolutely absurd. But yep, this is me out here being user. I'm out. I'm praising the Most High.